So we are back again with some more fine products from DukesHill. They've kindly donated us some Lomo, and I thought, what better way to use this cure meat into creating our own surf and turf, Monkfish and Lomo Wellington. So here we have it, all the ingredients we need. Okay, first stage of making our Wellington, we just need to get this washed spinach cooked. So we've got our garlic ready, a pan on a medium to low heat, and we'll take it from there. So let's get this garlic crushed. Straight in with that good knob of butter. In you go with your chopped garlic. You only need about 30 seconds, and then you can go straight in with your baby spinach. So while the spinach starts to wilt down, I like to add my seasonings. So I just want a good pinch of salt, a pinch of nutmeg, and then add the cracked black pepper. The reason I do this is because I like the seasoning to kind of wilt down with the spinach. And in my opinion, it just gets a nice, even season throughout the spinach as it starts to cook down. So gently give the spinach almost a light toss from the bottom of the pan, like so. This way it helps to get everything cooking at the same time. Spinach is wilted about halfway, so that's the time where you need to add the double cream and Parmesan, because as the spinach cooks out, everything else gets to cook out as well, and it gives a good amount of time for that Parmesan to melt. Double cream in first, and this is the part where I'm never too shy. Just get loads of that Parmesan in there. So spinach is cooked, Parmesan is melted, it smells fantastic. So the next stage is to drain the spinach, because you don't want those excess juices, because it is going to make your pastry soggy at the bottom, and nobody likes that. So I've got a small sieve, a little bowl to catch the juices. So I've got the spinach. I've spread it out onto a little plate here. I'm just going to pop it into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. This is just to cool down the base layer of the Wellington. Next up, puff pastry. Let's get the preparation going while the spinach is cooling. I'm just going to measure the lattice roller up against the pastry. I'm just going to roughly cut down the side that I'm going to need. So for the lattice, I'm going to start at the bottom. Release the top edges like so. With your hand at the bottom, just roll the roller all the way through and trim off any ends you're not going to need. Okay, only a small step here. Crack an egg, because this is what we're going to use to seal and egg wash the top of the Wellington. In goes the egg. So here we are, final stage of our Wellington. We've got everything we need right here. It's now just putting it together. So let's get the pastry down. Let's get the base on. Let's get the monkfish on. Top it with that Lomo ham. And let's get this thing wrapping. First things first, let's get a nice layer of spinach. And we're looking to get the width of the monkfish. On goes the monkfish fillet. We can just give this a nice generous seasoning. Now we can start getting that Lomo ham, and I am trying to get on as much as possible. So, next stage, a generous amount of egg wash. So now we've rolled the pastry over with a good amount of egg wash. That helps tie everything together and make it stick. We're just going to fold these corners in like so. Now we're going to go for a generous egg wash on top. We're going to pick up our lattice, separate any of these holes that you need to. And then you just want to get it the best you can spread out like so. and then just work it in with your fingers. Give it a little trim. The same on the other side. Any of the edges like so, we can just take those away. And then we're going to go for a further egg wash. So, here we have it. Monkfish and Lomo Wellington, ready to go in the oven. So, Wellington in the oven, 180 degrees, 40 minutes, and just 5 minutes resting time. So, the bit everyone's been waiting for. Let's get this sliced. So, here we have it, the Monkfish and Lomo Wellington. And let's just take a second to admire the contents of this Wellington. Monkfish, perfectly cooked, nice and juicy, slightly flaky, and we've got the Lomo that's just overhanging at the end, and you've got the creaminess from the spinach. I must say, this is probably one of the best Wellingtons I've ever made, and even look at that lettuce. It's golden, it's crispy, it's everything you want.